insane.
To see the mega fans.
People throwing stuff at the police.
I'd be so stressed out.
This guy on the sidewalk vomiting. All right, so I've got a piece from my college days.
The college days?
Yeah, back in the day, BYU, Idaho. Christian Mollum shared this piece in my documentary film class back in college. I loved it because we were going over the different types of docu-styles. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you're familiar with a lot of the different ones.
I am not.
So the one that we think of very traditionally is the interview one, right? Where you get people in front of a camera and you ask them questions and you cut out the interviewer's questions.
Throw some B-roll in there.
Yes, exactly. And you kind of tell the story. They have some sort of conflict, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So he opened my eyes. He opened my poor little documentary eyes.
Okay.
And said, hey, there's more than that to documentaries. I was like, oh? Really? Okay, interesting. And so he told us all the different types. You know, there's poetic, which is just kind of like a vibe.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. I actually really want to make a poetic documentary one of these times, but it's just a vibe. Very cool. So this one is called Fly on the Wall.
Fly on the Wall.
Fly on the Wall. So basically what that means is the cameras just roll and they just capture what they capture. So it could be audio, like it could be dialogue, whatever.
But they're not like feeding them questions
No.
and they're not trying to sway their answers either way.
No, it's purely just they're capturing the moment as it unfolds.
Okay.
So this great filmmaker, Dwayne Hopkins, he directs this piece. It's 2014. I don't know if you know what's happening in the world, but it's the World Cup. It happens in 2014 in Brazil. And so he gets word that a bunch of filmmakers are going out and they're making these pieces about soccer, you know, the love of the game, football.
Yeah.
And they're making it about unity. And they're like, you know, soccer brings us together. It makes us like better together. And I love this. This cracks me up. This guy is like, you know what? I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to make a piece how soccer tears people apart.
Soccer's dividing people. It's making people.
That's
crazy.
It's subversive.
It's taking sides.
So yeah, we're gonna watch this piece. So the piece is called 12th Man. That's kind of an interesting title because there's 11 people on a team on a soccer field, and they say
the 12th man's like the fans.
Yes,
right?
the 12th man is the fans, and so this is a game that's going to happen between Newcastle and Sunderland. Apparently very big rivals.
Okay.
So you'll see this piece kind of unfold. I think you'll love it because it's super sound design heavy.
Ooh.
But yeah, let's
I love how he's doing the opposite.
Yeah, I love that.
Soccer's bringing people together. He's like, no, it scared people apart.
Yeah. He's like, actually, have you seen rivals before at games? Like,
rivalry's the fun of the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Competition. Okay, I'm excited.
Let's hop into this. 12th Man. Here we go.
So this is a Fly on the Wall documentary.
Fly on the Wall.
Okay. Where is this? This is in the UK?
Yeah, we're Newcastle potentially. I think Newcastle's the home team. Sunderland is the team that's visiting.
The face shields on the horses go hard.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they just had like several cameramen out in the area.
There's a ton of people.
You can see kind of ramping a little bit.
Dude, the police all look not amused. You can feel the stress, bro. It's palpable.
I believe it's all filmed on like Canon DSLRs.
Okay. Oh, some tear gas? Oh, they're rushing? Oh man, just chaos.
Yeah.
Is this before the game or after the game?
This is all before the game.
All before the game.
The blown out audio.
Yeah.
There it is, brother.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. It's an interesting piece. You know, it's artistic, right? It's not like quick.
Sure.
But it builds and it ramps. And I just love that. Yeah, I love that it's literally everything before the game even happens. And it's just insane. People throwing stuff at the police. This guy on the sidewalk vomiting. Like, like this is all like before the first kickoff.
Well, yeah, what's crazy is, again, most of my sporting experience, basketball, in Utah Jazz, you're not getting the rival team there.
No.
No one's showing up to Utah to see the rival game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to see, especially in the UK. I'm sure these football teams are a lot closer to each other. So in the same stadium, you're going to have both sides, and then both fans are like interacting with each other at the same time, which I feel like I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So super cool. And the sheer like amount of people and the amount of like crowd control that these like police have to do to make sure like stuff doesn't go out for two people that are just cheering for a different team in sports, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see to see the mega fans go. Like it reminds me, I've never been, but I imagine this is kind of like what like a college football tailgate would look like just so many people all dressed up, all like rooting for this team, because you're not getting that with the Utah Jazz. It's just not happening. Like people aren't, I feel like, nearly as passionate, and they're stoked.
Yeah.
They're stoked for this game.
Dude, soccer fans, I feel like they hit different on it.
Oh, for sure.
Again, there's this series on Netflix, Sunderland Till I Die. Never even heard of the team Sunderland before. Don't even know what town it's. Maybe the town is called Sunderland. I'm not even sure. The village, I think that's what they say over there. The fans are insane, dude.
Okay.
The fans are like generational fans on this soccer team I've never heard of before. And yeah, you just see right there, they're playing Newcastle. And just like, yeah, you can see they're doing like hand symbols, like the 3 or whatever. Like maybe that means how many times they've won over them.
Yeah.
Or like, there's just this like deep divide. And I think it's so funny. Yeah, the 2014 World Cup, and Dwayne Hopkins is like, yeah, soccer tears people apart, actually.
These people are pissed.
You think it's like this unifying thing? Check out this.
I love that in context with like what all these other filmmakers are doing at the same time.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, it's not like that.
No.
Soccer's not unifying anybody.
Yeah. And it's cool too. Like, there's no dialogue. It's all sound design. It's all, they're taking liberties in the edit, of course, and like layering stuff and whatever. But I feel like it is true to what you would have felt at that moment, because you can just see it in the crowd control, the freaking police on the horses, the people yelling and screaming at each other, like just the hecticness, and that they were able to capture that vibe. And and there's no dialogue to it, but the story is being told, right? The start of this like moment where they're all coming to the stadium, and then it's ending with like the first kickoff.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow.
Well, you see this in conjunction to like what a traditional documentary would be, where they're interviewing people on both sides, or whatever. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, been a fan of Newcastle ever since I was a young boy," or whatever. And then they go to the other people and they're talking, and you're maybe getting some more ideas of the cultural relevance of these teams. But it's exactly fly on the wall. It's like what's fun about that is you don't get to really pick sides. You're kind of just like seeing the interaction of these two fans, but you're not getting anybody talking about it. And so just a cool style for a documentary that you're not seeing all the time. And I feel like if this would have had those, I feel like traditional documentary like interviews, it would not have hit as hard, and you wouldn't have felt like you're in that moment. Because I'm watching this and I'm like, this would be my worst nightmare. I'd be so stressed out with all the just the sheer amount of people, and just that you can sense the tension. Yeah. And you can sense there's some danger.
Yes.
Like, something might happen.
Yes.
Like
people being loaded
someone's
into
getting
like the
thwacked,
ambulance.
dude.
And it's crazy.
Super cool piece.
Yeah. So that's that. That's the piece by Dwayne Hopkins. It's fun. I saw it in college, and I was like, it really opened my eyes to the possibilities of other things. Now, to be fair on it, like, would you be able to watch an hour and a half of this? No way. It's got it like 5 minutes is probably the max.
Yeah.
But he did a great job with the 5 minutes, and it is engaging. It's interesting. And you know me, I love slice of life.
Slice of life, something raw.
And it feels like slice of life in that you're fly on the wall, you're observing what they're observing, and just trying to make sense of it. And it's like you said, like, this does not happen in Utah.
No,
like not to this extent. But like over there, brother, rivalries run deep.
Probably like a regular Wednesday night for these people.
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, it would be interesting. I see what he's doing, where he's trying to make a piece about like the division.
Yeah.
And not necessarily that moment in particular, but it would be interesting to see the reactions post game, like during game and also post game of like now
who won?
There's someone won over the other group or whatever, and to see that interaction as they're like leaving, and maybe it even escalates because there is a loser now in the scenario.
Yes,
so that would be cool.
Sure it does.
Oh,
sure
that would
be
sweet.
If that's the
cool.
start, I can't imagine the end.
The end is probably heinous.
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah,
super cool piece. I loved it. I'm Jordan.
I'm Garrett,
and this is the Offline Media Podcast. Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
We got an hour to do thumbnails now. Yes. Yes. Dig it.